Hi, and welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1, Lecture 2, Introduction to Quality Matters for our Certificate in Online Teaching and Learning. So, the lesson objectives. By the end of this lecture, you'll be able to explain what Quality Matters is, articulate the benefits of Quality Matters, both for your course and for the institution, articulate the elements of the QM process, and find resources to help you in creating a QM-compliant course here at Minnesota State University. So let's start off just by defining what is Quality Matters. In a nutshell, Quality Matters is a quality assurance program for online and hybrid courses. It helps to formalize the instructional design principles for online courses, and then it also provides stakeholders, including students, parents, legislators, blah, 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 all of those folks, a standard for certified quality for courses. As we start rolling up and out higher education and putting more of this online, we want to make sure that even faculty who may not have experience teaching in an online environment have some kind of a process for ensuring that their online course kind of meets their learning objectives and has some kind of mechanism for sort of lining up what they care about students learning with the activities that students are doing. And then we want to be able to share that with the world and say, hey, we've spent the time and the effort to kind of ensure that our online courses are of a good quality here. So why do this? Why invest in this? Well, I mean, it is a standard-based means of certifying quality in a course, and that becomes very important, again, as more of our courses go online. It's just a mechanism to help faculty who maybe have never taught online before to ensure that they're not missing anything critical, because the teaching online is different than teaching face-to-face. The Quality Matters rubric and the process evolves to integrate research-based practices. We're all very busy. It's hard for any one of us, including people like myself who do this full-time, to stay up on all of the literature around what are best practices in online teaching and learning. So the QM process is there to kind of integrate, and it's reviewed and updated every 2 to 3 years so that the latest thoughts in research-based practice are integrated into the rubric, and that can then roll out into best practices throughout Quality Matters certified courses. It provides an infrastructure for peer review of courses, so it provides you a mechanism to design a course, but then have somebody else look at it and just say, hey, you know, I think these elements are quite good. These elements I'm not so sure about, and then these elements, maybe you're missing something here. Maybe we could do this a slightly different way. It's a very collaborative process, and it's really focused on continuous improvement. So you really want to be going back through the QM process every few years just to make sure that those new best practices in online teaching and learning are being integrated into your course and that you can continue to be certified. So there's basically 3 elements to the QM process. There's the rubric, the peer review process, and the professional development component, and we'll talk here first about the rubric. So the rubric's organized into 8 main sections. These are the general review standards, and they're further delineated into 41 specific standards within these 8 general categories. You're all going to be going through the Quality Matters, the kind of level 1 Quality Matters training as part of this. So I'm not going to get into this rubric in detail, because trust me, you're going to get into it in that training. But the rubric itself is at link.mnsu.edu/QM-rubric. Now remember, this is just outlining these 8 main sections and the 41 standards, but it doesn't really have a lot of supporting materials around that. For that, you have to go through the training. So you can take a look at that. It's also linked to from the Desire to Learn website. So the peer review process. Let's talk about that. So I have to cite my sources here. Many thanks to my colleague Linda Jacoby, who found this, or either built this or found it. But let's just go through what that peer review process looks like. So we'll start up here at the top. Institutions and faculty to course developers enter the system with a course, and ostensibly they've designed it to the Quality Matters standard. If you're going through this process, it would be kind of foolish to enter if you hadn't kind of at least tried to make your course designed so that it would meet these standards. So you apply the rubric, which are based on these national standards and the research literature. Whoa, I keep doing that. And and then it goes to faculty reviewers. The faculty reviewers can take a look at it, and there's also a training component, and we'll talk about the professional development component in just a moment. But it goes through this peer course review, and the peer course review is where the faculty reviewers kind of tell you, okay, here's your feedback, and either it doesn't meet standards, in which case you need to sort of engage instructional designers. That may be just yourself, it may be me and my team, it could be someone else. But you go through a revision process and say, okay, we're gonna try to get it back in meet the reviewer's concerns. The feedback, if it's that it meets the quality expectations, then great. Then you're just back here into the process, and then you can go back through the process over the course of multiple years to ensure that the latest and greatest best practices for online teaching and learning are integrated into your course. So let's talk about the professional development. Basically, the professional development is designed to just get you kind of jump-started and up and running with Quality Matters, to sort of understand what those standards are and how you can sort of design your course to them. And then ultimately, if you're interested, going through the process of becoming a certified Quality Matters person so that you can actually review other people's courses. So there are some organizations that are here to help you with that. There's MOQI, I think that's how you pronounce it, Minnesota Online Quality Initiative. There's a link to their materials and their calendar of events for 2012-2013 academic year in the Desire to Learn site. There are courses that the national organization offers, and you'll all be going through the first level of that as part of this certificate program. They also offer some in-person courses, so if you want a more intensive experience or want to level up and do some of the more advanced training in Quality Matters, we can help you identify, get connected with those. And then they actually have conferences. There's the big national annual conference in Tucson, which will be, several of us will be attending in early October. So these are just some of the professional development opportunities, but again, the process here is to start you off just being able to understand the rubric, design toward it, and then if you decide to engage further up the ladder, you can actually become certified and become a reviewer of courses in the future. So what are we doing here at Minnesota State to support Quality Matters? Well, first off, we do offer some subsidized training, which I believe, again, Linda Jacoby and Extension have offered some subsidized training. Now, again, this is limited, so we can't make promises about this one, but if you know of somebody who's interested, feel free to get in touch with me, and I can, see what the budget looks like for those things. But we do offer some subsidized training for this. Then my team here within Minnesota State is also looking at creating kind of a three-tiered approach to supporting Quality Matters. The first is a syllabus generator. So this is kind of a little online wizard that you can use to sort of go through to create a first draft of your syllabus. And it's just designed to kind of help scaffold the process. I will tell you that I've been studying instructional design for the better part of my adult life, well over 10 years now, formal instructional design principles and applying them. And it's still tricky, and I've been doing it for a very long time. So even going through, I think, the Quality Matters certification process can be tough. It can be tough to actually just figure out how to actually make this all work. So the syllabus generator is just designed to be a little wizard. You can fill out forms that'll kind of help you think through some of these elements and align them up. I think the beta for that we're hoping will be available in October. The second piece of it then is what we're talking about is the course packs within Desire to Learn. And the way a course pack works is it's sort of a chunk of content that you can just open up within Desire to Learn. And what we're hoping to do here is actually, based on the syllabus generator, kind of structure courses in a fairly standardized way that would also meet your needs as an instructor, but then have kind of a generic structure within D2L that you can unpack and then fill in with your content. So you would map out things within your syllabus generator in a way that are sort of lined up, desired to learn compliant, or Quality Matters compliant. And then you would have a way to unpack a structure within desired to learn that sort of maps to that basic structure within that you've just generated in your syllabus, and you can just fill in with your content using that syllabus that you've generated as a roadmap. There are also some components of the Quality Matters rubric that frankly are just standard. Even face-to-face courses should have these in the Desire to Learn course sites from my perspective. So these are things like links to the institution's academic integrity policy, links to the institution's sexual harassment policy, link to the institution's intellectual property policy, links to the institution's to the library resources, technology support resources, things like that. And so as we roll out the next version of Desire to Learn, which is coming in the spring, we are talking about kind of baking in, what I call baking into the Chrome, to the sort of the fundamental elements of Desire to Learn, some of those things, so that you don't even have to worry about it. We know that if you use the standard template and don't alter it for Desire to Learn, you're going to pass those elements of Quality Matters. So we're trying to think along some of those lines as well. So there's lots of supporting materials online. This is a very, very quick overview. You're going to be going into this in detail in the Quality Matters training that you're going through as part of this course. But this is just to give you a sense of what it is. We're going to be, several members of my team are going to be going through the Quality Matters, the first level Quality Matters training this fall, here in late September, starting actually next week. I guess when you watch this, depending. So there we'll be going through that. We're going to be having a little study group on Fridays. You're welcome to join us. The details for that will be going out to the listserv. Yeah, so please feel free to review those. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.